Hello, my name is Dean Contover, and this is Current Buzz. Thank you for watching today. Today we have Adrian Chip Luz from Luz Granite in Lowell, Massachusetts, and he's a memorial designer, and we're going to talk about memorial designs. And what is a memorial designer?
Well, I mean, basically a memorial designer is, I work with families. They come in with a concept, and it used to be in my grandfather's day and father's day, they'd come in, there'd be 5 or 6 different pieces, a couple of different colors with the design, and we would just put the name on it.
Okay.
But with the options today, the international granites, the shapes, it's more of a design. We come up with, you know, specific shapes, different things, and try to work with the families to make a unique memorial.
All right, we're talking about memorials, mostly grave sites, but
Yeah.
you have other memorials too.
Oh, sure.
And, you know, but we'll talk about that in regards to memorials. There's different, I didn't realize it, but there's different memorials, right? There's estate, there's family, there's veterans, there's artistic collaborations, whatever that means, and special projects.
Yeah.
And you're all involved. Like special projects would be like Mickey Ward's Circle in Lowell. That would be a special project, right?
Yeah.
And who usually pays for that? Is that the city or a combination?
A lot of those, and it used to be the city would pay for it.
Okay.
Now it's the city will contribute to it, and the family will contribute to it. So it varies too in each circumstance.
Mickey Ward was a boxer from Lowell, a well-known boxer, or international boxer, well-known. So, and the city dedicated a circle to him in Lowell on Industrial Avenue. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's correct, yeah. So, and you did that.
We did.
Right? You did.
We did.
I just wanted. I went to your store. It was very interesting, and I found the monuments very interesting. Things have changed. The monuments come from different countries now. What is the best type of granite to get, or what's the higher? Is there quality in regards to?
Any of the granites we use are high quality, but I mean, personally, I think the Barry, Vermont granite is the best.
Right?
It's the best in the world, but it all depends on what color you want. So if you don't want gray, then it's no good for you.
Somebody told me the best, or the hardest granite, and for weatherization, was the black granite. Is that?
The black granites are very, very hard, but really they can vary.
In price, or?
They can vary in price, and they can vary in quality.
I see.
So, and the Barry, Vermont, really, that gray granite, it's local, and it's a great granite. So.
You talked about families a little earlier, and you said, should the families come in before someone expires?
Well, I mean,
explain that.
So, we recommend it if it doesn't bother them to do it. We would definitely recommend it because.
What do you see?
Well, so doing it beforehand, there's no pressure, and there's no. You're doing it for yourself, so you know what you're going to get.
Good point.
And you're not bringing your loved ones into it. Like, well, you are, but they don't have to guess on what you might want and what your parents might want. And a lot of times, they'll be fighting over it or disagreements over what the parents will want.
Oh,
so
no kidding.
Doing it beforehand is certainly recommended if it doesn't bother you to do it.
Right. I see.
And that's the main.
So, did you see families get into strife?
Well, there has been some strife, and it's an emotional process.
Right.
So there can be disagreements over it, and
color, type of granite,
what they might want to do for a design, how they want to polish it. Just and it's like anything else. People have different tastes, even siblings, chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream. There's no right or wrong, but by doing it beforehand, you're taking that out of the equation.
I see.
Yeah.
You have, let's say I want to, what's a place from Vermont?
Barry, Vermont.
Barry, Vermont. I want a stone. I have to have lettering on it, right?
Yeah.
And if you have a plot for 4 people, you should have 4 places for names. Is that?
Yeah. I mean, well, the way you're going to lay it out is up to you. Whether you're going to put the names on the front, whether you're going to put them on the back. But yeah, if you have a 4-space lot, I would probably recommend doing 6, leaving space for 6, because with cremations now, they can do sometimes more.
See, I
2
didn't even think of
cremations
that.
to each grave. Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So you want to be thoughtful on what you want to do as you're designing it, because carved in stone. Literally, you can't change it.
Now, I went to your shop and I found something interesting. You had like a American flag draped on a black stone.
Yeah.
I found that interesting.
Yeah.
How does that, what type of etching, or is it laser etchings?
That one is hand etched, and the reason we hand etch that anytime we do a color, because it's hand etched with paint over it. You want to go deeper, and the hand etching goes a little bit deeper than the laser etching.
I see.
Which will help the paint stay. Will stay longer. The paint is going to last approximately 15 years.
Oh, that's it, huh?
Yeah, and it has
Do
to
you
be
tell
refurbed.
people that up front?
Oh, yeah, very.
So it may fade. So one of the family members may come to you 15 years later and say, "Hey, it's faded."
Yeah.
Do you write that in the contract? Or?
I usually tell everyone that up front, and it's a small fee to refurb it. I actually try to get people to stay away from the paints and colors.
Oh, is that right?
Because we never want to have to go back and refurb it. But there's certain things like a flag, sunsets, rainbows, that, I mean, really the paint is, you almost need it. You need it.
So when somebody comes to you and says, "I want horses and jockeys on their monument," or something to that,
sure.
What do you say to them, or you give them a design, or they give you the design?
I ask them for pictures.
Oh, okay.
Or different things, some sort of direction, what they're looking for. I want to personalize their memorial, so whatever they envision, give me a few pictures, and then that way it takes a lot of the guesswork away from us. And we'll work with those pictures, and we can combine. You can take a horse from this picture, a background from another picture, and make your ultimate picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you could take a old, let's say, somebody who's 80 years old. You could take a picture when they were young and put it on the stone.
Sure. Oh, of course, very easily. Yeah.
Now, the old days, they used to have these little plaques they used to set into the stone. Do they still do that?
We still do that. But the porcelain photos, we do. Anytime people are going to use a gray granite, a pink granite, you can't etch right in it because you don't have that contrast. Like, you can't do a face in it.
I see.
So we'll add either the colored porcelain photo, which you're talking about.
Yeah, how can the person get a porcelain photo? Who does
we
it?
make it.
Oh, you do that?
Yeah, we make it. They give us the picture, and we take care of it.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of European countries do that. They
do a lot of that.
They put
the porcelain is really popular. And it's funny, there's certain trends in different places.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. You'll go into different cemeteries, and you'll see a lot of times people people will do the same thing. Yeah, or similar. I shouldn't say same thing, but similar. Okay. You'll see trends.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're following each other?
Well, they like, you see something, you like it, and when you're more likely to see something when it's close to you, right, than in another cemetery.
Right. So if somebody was on a Navy ship, well, he was in the Navy in World War II like your father was, right? I don't know if he was in the Navy, was he?
He was in the Navy, yeah. He was on an aircraft carrier.
All right.
Yeah.
Can he have the aircraft carrier etched right on?
Right on there. Yeah, oh yeah. You could do the aircraft carrier, you could do...
Would that be laser etched or would that be hand etched?
It depends on the quality of the picture you provide us.
I see.
So if you provide a high quality picture, I'd recommend the laser etching because it comes out clearer with that. If you give me a low quality picture, the laser's going to be fuzzy. You're going to want to hand etch and use an artist to do
I see.
So we kind of go by the picture that's provided to us and find the best way to do it and go in that direction.
Speaking of World War II, I have pictures of the Pacific I have about 200 pictures that was taken by a photographer on board an aircraft carrier.
Oh wow!
And I'm gonna come over to the shop and show them to you.
I'd love to see them.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if you see them, I mean, there's an aircraft carrier. I know we're digressing, but there's an aircraft carrier that was hit and smoking. And,
oh man!
So I mean, it's really interesting. That's on the side, but
yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about monuments. Okay. Let's talk about estate monuments.
Okay.
What are state monuments?
So an estate monument is for a lot that's for like a big family. Okay. So 4 to 8 people, and you're going to do a bigger memorial for that because it's for so many people. You want to leave room for all those names, and you want to you don't want to be squeezing and condensing all the stuff into a smaller.
So the cemeteries allow you to put those estate monuments there?
Yeah. So each cemetery has regulations.
Right.
And they're based typically on the size of the lot. So the size of the lot, the memorial size is going to correspond with it. So a big lot, 4, 8 people, you're going to have those bigger memorials.
I see. Okay. Yeah. And the stone, they allow different stones, or they don't allow? Now, I'll give you an example. My dad wanted a marble stone, and we put a marble stone because he's old school.
Sure.
And he wanted marble stone. They put a marble stone down there, but that erodes very quickly.
Yeah, the marble is softer.
Right.
Yeah, so the hardest piece of marble is softer than the softest piece of granite. So, and it used to be fine probably when you did your father's.
Yeah, right.
But with acid rain, that was a game changer for marble.
I see.
So most cemeteries don't even allow marble at this point. No. Just like it evolved from slate to marble, it's now evolved from marble to granite. Because the granite is so much harder, so much more durable. Once it's there forever.
I see. All right. Maybe I'll have to change that down the road, I mean, that's probably...
You could, but it all depends. Good washing and you take care of it, but, 1,000 years down the road, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. That's even with granite, right? I mean...
No, granite's not going to wear away, or it's much more unlikely.
I see. Okay. Family memorials, what's that all about?
So family memorial would be more of a smaller memorial for like maybe 2 people.
4 people?
2, maybe 4, maybe 3, It's just a smaller one where you're doing, maybe a husband and wife and either one child or the 2 of them. So that's for the smaller lot, so a smaller memorial on that.
And veterans memorials, we see them all over Merrimack Valley.
Sure. Yeah. It's a veterans memorial, usually for one war, groups of people from the town who served, and they're memorialized with that. So,
right.
Yeah.
And we just had a recent incident in South Boston in regards to somebody destroying a monument, a World War II monument, with oil, and that's why we have you on at the right time. You don't like that, huh?
No, I find that sickening, really.
Right.
Oil is probably one of the hardest things to clean out of granite.
No kidding.
Because it's granite's porous, and that oil will sink into it.
Oh, wow.
And then you've got to draw it out. So
how would you do that? I mean, when you saw that, what did you think right away?
So what I would do is it's called a poultice, and you mix a plaster of Paris with a solvent and apply it really thick. Apply it to the surface and hope that solvent draws that out, and then you wash it. But
you have to keep it on 24 hours?
You got to keep it on, for an extent, at least a day.
Oh, at least a day, all right.
And a lot of times, my second thought was, it's better when it's warm out than when it's cold out.
Yeah.
I said, I'm sorry it didn't happen on the 4th of July.
Right.
Because that poultice is much more effective in the warm weather than it is in the cold.
And to replace a stone like that would be thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh, tens of
From what I looked at, yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And it's just a shame.
Right. Who were your clients? Everyone.
Okay.
Cities, towns?
Our clients vary from the individual families.
Right.
That's the majority of our clients. But we also work with cities and towns. We work with churches and statuary.
Okay. Universities?
Universities and schools. Phillips Academy, the local high school. So we do granite signs and plaques.
UMass Lowell?
UMass Lowell, yeah. We worked with them on a project about, it was about 10 years ago when they did a wayfinding project, and you'll see some granite towers.
Yeah, I have seen
that we worked on.
So basically, most of the stuff in Greater Lowell comes from your.
A good majority of it, yeah. We've
and how long have you been in business? I mean, explain that history.
We've been in business 100 years. So my grandfather started the business in 1918. He was very young when he started it. He started as a cement garden furniture business.
I mean, there was a business in those days?
What?
Cement garden?
Cement garden furniture was a bigger business that changed quickly into the memorial, especially with your location on Gorham Street from all those cemeteries. Wow. And that became the main focus, late 20s, early 30s. Right. And ever since then, we've been doing. My father worked there after him through high school and all the way till 2011, right before he passed a few weeks. Mm-hmm. And I've been in it since I graduated from Holy Cross in 1998. Well, before that, I worked there in high school.
Right. So you went to Lowell High.
I went to Lowell High, yeah.
I want to talk about lettering. There's different sizes, and if somebody has a granite already and somebody expires, right?
Yeah.
You go with a truck, but you go before.
Oh,
right?
Of course, yeah.
And you measure the lettering and make sure you have the right lettering size.
Yeah. So we'll go out and we'll take a rubbing, and we'll go out and we'll duplicate the size of the letter, the style, and make sure that it matches up. Because if you don't, it looks terrible.
Okay. So, Chip, should someone put the whole date of birth and date of death on the stone, or should it just be the year? Or is that up to the individual?
That's up to each individual.
Yeah.
It used to be everybody did years, probably until late 90s or around 2000. And then it seems to have evolved where people like to have, the actual birthday of the person on it. But again, there's no right or wrong. It's like chocolate ice cream.
But it's a little more money, right? I mean,
it's more money, but it's, it's carved in stone, so you want to make sure you think it's not that much more money that,
Now, if I came to you now and I wanted a stone, but I haven't expired, can I pick the stone I want, the granite I want, the size and what I want before, with the picture that I want before the family gets involved?
Oh, yeah. And we do a lot of that.
Oh, you
Planning,
do?
husband and wives come in.
Oh, good.
They'll choose it. And we not only design the memorial, we'll make it, we'll put it on the lot, it's there.
Oh.
All that needs to be added is the date of passing. So it's right there and ready to go.
So you have it in your yard?
Well, I will make it, and then we'll put it right on the person's cemetery lot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Buy the lot before you get the granite.
You have to, because each cemetery has different size regulations.
Oh, okay.
So I need to know where you're going, and we would never want to make up a memorial that wouldn't be able to be used on the particular lot.
Yeah, if you want an aircraft carrier and it doesn't fit in, you have to make it smaller.
You have to make it smaller, and you can't. It's carved in stone, so you can't change it easily.
Do people come and say, "Can I change this?"
It happens, but it's a rarity because we're so specific on artworks and different things that. It's a once in a blue moon rarity.
So they should go to your store and see what you have.
Oh yeah.
And just to look.
Just to look. Take your time. There's no rush for it, especially if you're doing it beforehand. And then that way you're being thoughtful on the process.
So you should tell your children what you want beforehand, so they'll know. Every one of them.
Well, it depends. You should either design it yourself and put it on the lot, and then tell your kids, I've done this and what. Or if it makes you uncomfortable to do it beforehand, you might want to have that conversation on what you might want.
Right.
And then the children aren't guessing in the
Right.
future.
Good point.
Yeah.
Where does granite come from? You said Vermont. There are other countries that have granite.
Yeah.
And India is something new in regards to granite. You're getting a lot of black granite from India?
A lot of black granite from India, and a lot of exotic colors from India.
Oh, is that right?
A deep red, India
Wow.
red. There's a beautiful blue called Bahama blue. And then there's
Bahama
also
blue.
like a mahogany called cat's eye, which is a gorgeous granite.
Okay, so you have these granite pieces there, and you show people.
Oh, sure.
And they'll say, "I want this granite."
Yeah.
So how long does it take to come from Vermont, and how long does it come from India? Do they etch it too?
No. So really, it depends upon if you have a traditional shape. Whether it be Vermont or India or imported granite, if it's a standard shape, it's probably warehoused in Vermont. You can get it fairly quickly.
Do they polish it up there?
It would be pre-polished over in India, or in Vermont, it's cut and polished in Vermont.
I see. So they do that.
Yeah.
I
So if it's a traditional shape memorial, it only take a couple months to do. If you're doing something custom, a different shape, and you're importing it, it can be up to 4 to 6 months.
I see. So what other countries do you order from? There must be some other countries.
Oh, sure. So we do. We get granite from Africa. That's a country that we get a lot of granite from.
That's a continent. Any
Well, a
specific
continent,
country?
South Africa and
South
Holland.
Africa,
Yeah. And then we also get some granites from Norway, emerald pearl and blue
color?
pearl. It's one is blue and one is green.
Oh, wow.
It's got large quartz pieces in it. It's a beautiful granite.
Wow.
China. There's some China granites. There's a green from China, and we get
I
some
like
black.
that green color.
Yeah.
I think I might change my to green or
There you
something
go.
like that.
Imperial green. So
That's unusual.
yeah, it's nice, and it makes it unique. 'Cause
So
it's-
when have these colors come online in regards to your experience?
So within the real imported granites have come, like the India, China granites within the past like 20 years, 20 to 25 years.
So that's why in these older cemeteries you see the basic granite.
You see a lot of gray. There used to be a lot of regional quarries. So
Right.
you still see some different shades. There was a charcoal granite out of Quincy, Massachusetts.
Oh, they've been doing granite for years and years.
Quarries closed
since
now,
the
though.
Revolution. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was beautiful, and it was very regional. Westerly, Rhode Island would be another one.
see.
Conway granite, and then it became more in my father's day, more national, domestic granites. The Dakotas, Wisconsin, you'd get like a mahogany or some reds from out
Oh, wow.
west.
I like the red. I mean,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, and then now it's international, and really the variants of granite.
Does it cost a lot of money to ship from India?
It does, but the price of the granite is cheaper, so it doesn't. It's not that much more than it kind of evens itself out.
So you don't use Fletcher Quarries granite in Westford, Massachusetts?
I do use a little bit of Chelmsford
here?
gray granite, not often. That's a better granite for curbstone building materials.
I see.
That's ideal for that.
I forgot to talk about markers real quick.
Sure.
There's granite markers and bronze plaques.
Sure.
Quickly, can you tell me, is that cheaper? I could presume.
Yeah, they're less money, and really the major thing, it comes back to cemetery regulations. So a lot of times there are some lots that are flat marker only, or even some entire sections or even cemeteries, and that's all they'll allow you to get is the flush marker that will go with the ground that a lawnmower can go.
I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of veterans' monuments are the flat.
The flat marker, and
either the granite or the
bronze.
The bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So typically those veterans markers are going on the lot in addition to the upright memorial.
The upright memorial. Right.
Yeah.
They allow that in most.
Most cemeteries do allow that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chip, thanks a lot for being on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Time flies by. I probably could ask you more questions and about. I learned a lot. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.